Hello everybody, and welcome back to VOD review number 4, Hanamura versus the Florida Mayhem Friday night scrim. And this is one of my favorite group compositions to run on 2CP maps because we have a lot of freedom. We have a couple nice pairings here. Ana and Genji, and then we have the Dragon Strike and Grav as well. And those are two very powerful win conditions that we have, as well as a defensive ult with Lucio and the always dangerous Earth Shatter for Reinhardt. And let's see how we deal with the first engagement here. Alright, good barriers. That was unfortunate. A trap. Alright, so one missed barrier there, and then the Orisa puts down that shield. So this is sort of a posture phase. We're waiting for Salem to come back and regroup with us, but there is an opportunity, even though you are taking a lot of spam damage, to get rid of these shields and whatnot, because you are high charged. So that is good to see from you. Keep being high charged. And barrier on yourself to save yourself. Yes, keep lobbying those right clicks. Good barrier onto Pandy. Yes, right here. So this is going to be an all-out engagement brawl, and it's going to be, you can call for Orisa. You can just remove Orisa first, and then you can remove the Doomfist, or Sigma. Yes, Orisa then Sigma. Nice nade. Yeah, this is what I find interesting, because you are at 275 HP and you back out. Or were you looking to kill the Baptiste? Because you could just keep going on the Sigma and just remove him. You do have a couple teammates that are engaging Baptiste, so they'll be fine. The Sigma could potentially kill a couple people, so I would recommend you keep your focus on the Sigma. Good kill on the Junkrat, he was low.
I am unyielding.
Already have Nano. Feels good.
My ultimate is charging.
My ultimate is charging.
So many different strats that are played now in the first point of Hanamura, and always be aware of that teleporter for the first round of defense. Moving up or right. Good barrier on yourself. Unfortunately, you don't get the one on Pandy. Right click, right click, right click. Yep. And barrier on Pandy. Yep, excellent barrier. I don't know if you would have been able to kill that tire quickly enough or not, but you did diagnose that the Junkrat hit the rip tire, so that's good. I guess you could have right-clicked and tried to kill him in time, or at least do a lot of damage to the tire, but I mean, since he was so close to you, it probably would have gone off anyway. Good kill on him, and then Orisa. And a lot of teams would say, well, go for the supercharger first. I'm actually glad you didn't kill the supercharger, because you were being nanoed as well, so you did a lot of damage there. Getting the Tracer recall. Good barrier onto Salem. Yes, okay, so ball. So, solid beam on the ball. Yes, kill him. Okay, this is where you get trigger happy here, because you're killing them one at a time. So you killed... Yeah, you killed... Well, gee, it's hard to keep track with all this. Okay, you killed Baptiste first. Or, well, let's just say, yes, Baptiste. Then Zen, Junkrat, forced Tracer to recall, killed Hammond, Diva's here. So nice job going on the line here, but this is the problem, because just like you're at max energy, you have a good amount of HP here, you're getting support. Just get Diva out of mech. Like, you could just burn that down. Right clicker as pilot Diva form. Like, the only two heroes that can stall for like a prolonged amount of time right now for this team are like a little bit of the Tracer, but like Hammond. So like if you wanted to solo grab Hammond, that actually would be worth it. If like after the Transcendence gets used or whatever, like make them use the Transcendence. Like they're gonna stall a little bit, like, and that's fine. Like he's gonna come back, he's gonna have Transcendence, he's gonna stall like 6 seconds, but like if you get Diva out of mech and then you're focusing the Hammond or whatever when he comes back, like you keep staggering, like killing everyone, like you did great damage onto the Tracer there, and then Junkrat's gonna come out, you're gonna just barrier yourself and then kill him, so like no big deal there. So like don't be too trigger happy on the grav just for 2 potential targets rather than like 2 solid targets, because like you just remove Diva from existence. Like that's not a problem for you. So you trust in your own ability to get it done. Good right click though.
Get in there. I claim this objective.
See, look at how fast you melted that lamp, and then Doomfist comes in and you just melt him. Yep. He had Transcendence, but he couldn't even hit Q in time.
Everyone on the objective.
Yeah, see, nice job there. Like, that's the whole purpose is, like, once you went up there onto the high ground up here, you got, what, 3 picks on their team, and then you just snowballed it one after the other after the other. You just, you know, delete, 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 recall, delete, Diva's still there, you know, like, whatever, but the whole purpose of saving the grav for this situation would be to have it for the stall heroes, or if you get like a couple of your enemy team get picked by one of their ultimates or something like that, like you still have the grav there so that you can turn the tide of the fight. Like you were snowballing so much that like because of your own skill you were just killing them left and right. So I mean that's great. That's what you want to see. So you could save the grav. You don't have to be you don't have to be too quick about using it right there because the snowball was so good for your side. But nonetheless, as we continue, things get more exciting on defense here. All right. Good nade. Oh, that's just unfortunate. You didn't see the sleep a little bit sooner because he would have been dead. Another good nade. Swing, swing, swing. Good for him. Still killing Yana. Nade and barrier. What a save.
New defense point. Objective B.
Yes, I like this. Everybody should be on the high ground at this point because either you've got, you know, sightlines here, you got sightlines here, and then you could see if they're coming here, or you can see down here, so that works. Obviously, they don't have a teleporter, so they're either going to come. They're coming one of two ways, either here or they're going to loop around up here. So let's see how you deal with position. I'll just call this mid position or mid push.
I can use some help. This is gonna make you feel better.
Get in there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that you recognized and appreciated where Salem was, but he was going to be fine. Save the barrier for Pandy when he drops down, because he's going to get a face full of hammer. Ooh, good trap. Great kill on the Junkrat. Now, I know you have this personal vendetta against this person. Power Link. Yeah. Well, you can get some alt charge off of him and then come back. Just remember, even if you dislike said person, don't do anything stupid, don't overextend too much. Just get your alt charge and then come back.
Better than that.
Yeah, like right here they barriered, so, get on back. No, don't do this. Don't do this. This is overextended, because if they were a better team, they would have come through here and punished you for doing this.
My ultimate
I am
is charged.
healed.
Attack with me.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with this. Assuming they're either going to go up here or going through mid. If you are going backwards, you could turn around and then reposition right where Miggy is, and that's perfectly fine. But there's hesitation here, and I'm not sure
None of
what
this
you're trying to
administered.
accomplish.
You're copying that.
They're just calling push mid, and then you just came back to the mid ground. Were you intending on going onto high ground? Because that's fine. And then you just came back forward. Is that, if that's what it is, then that's fine. But I wasn't sure if you were on the same page as everybody else. Well, that was down the net.
Nothing's gonna stop me.
Yes, this is where you can just retake high ground, up and around, and then loop to here, because you can even come down through to the corridor here, and then you can spam from high ground onto here, or you can spam from that high ground down to there, and you'll be able to have grav before they push in. That's just one option. You can call out to Twistic if you want that extra speed boost. He can drop down and speed boost you back up to the high ground. And getting charged. Draining resources here. Kills. This is interesting. So, why was there a grav and a shatter at the same time? Because you have so many combos here. Obviously, this is not going to be a factor right now, so I'll just slash that. But you can do this. Did Pandy just see the opportunity and then just hit shatter? Because I know he gets caught in your grav, which is great. But if he was a better Genji, he would not have gotten caught in your grav, and he would have killed half of your team. So I'm trying to figure out like why was there a purpose of using both Shatter and Grav here? This works out because Dragon Strike comes in and kills everybody, but I would say in the future it's just like, you know, if you're going to go for Shatter, call out, you know, I'm going to go for Shatter, or if you're going to go for Grab Dragon, call out Grab Dragon first, and then you can use the remaining ultimates to follow up if needed. They invest a lot here, so that is good for you guys. And like the sound barrier they throw in on top of that, so I mean that's just icing on the cake. Jeez.
You hear that?
Yeah, don't be hesitant about going to high ground or going to low ground. Just always go back up to the high ground here and sit there and wait, and then you'll know when they push in. So you don't have to be pressured about that. You could just easily bury your pandy and then drop down, and you'll be right in position on the point. So no biggie.
Ultimate is charging.
Let's people feeling in your best shot.
A little early on the personal. You know what? I'd have to say, for attacking, they are a more patient team. There's a lot of teams that I face that are like, you know, average aggression or hyper aggression. They're a little bit more passive. Like they remind me of the NYXL a little bit, the way that they push in. Not complimenting in terms of gameplay, but just in terms of the pace. It is a slower pace. They like to slow the game down. And I feel like our team likes to speed the game up a little bit, which I like that. I like to speed the game up. So, I mean, once you see, you know, 2 or 3 pushes of what the enemy team's going to do, like you can adjust a little bit to their playstyle, how fast or how slow they're going to push in, and you can coordinate accordingly. Another big answer from me. Good pin. And you see the Junkrat here. Good kill. And a little bit of a stagger there onto the Genji.
This is gonna make you feel better.
And then yes, this is where I'd be going yet again. I'd be camping this side up here. That beautiful sight line down here for them to go back up and meet you onto the high ground at X location. And 9 times out of 10, like, I guess, well, I wouldn't say 9 times out of 10. I'd say 50% of the time, I guess teams go upper right from their perspective.
Let's hustle.
Barrier activated.
Don't be shy. Hit me.
This is what I find interesting. Okay, so Twisted has sound barrier. We also have Nano. We have Shatter, so we can get, of course, Pandy goes for the big Shatter. Twisted, what if you stayed here? What if you stayed there? As soon as Pandy shatters, he goes for the Shatter, and then you guys get counter shattered because you know that he has Shatter. And you know they have Nano. But just a thought process, if you know that they have Shatter, then you can spread just a little bit and wait for Pandy to shatter and be like, you know, it's huge, and then you can follow up with a sound barrier because you're gonna get shattered. So like that's just like the 900 IQ mind game of Reinhardt versus Reinhardt. And so that's just something a little bit spicy to add into the mix of being like, okay, Pandy, you're going to go for a shatter here because I know that they have shatter, so you're going to bury your Pandy and then have Twisted hang back a little bit. So you bury your Pandy, he goes for the shatter. If he doesn't make the shatter, then you can come back out, bury yourself, and then you'll try and block their shatter with your barriers. And then when your barriers dissipate, you'll have Pandy's shield to try and block their shatter when they come up the ramp here. So that's just an idea. That's just an idea of trying to outsmart the other team. I'd like to see more of this because, I mean, these guys are what? I mean, they're a little bit lower than a 3,000 team, so, you know, everybody here is more than capable of outsmarting them. So I think that that's an idea to practice on and build on, is having that excellent team communication, being like, well, okay, they have shatter, I'm going to try and shatter them first, give me projected, even if I don't make it, then I'm going to back out, you can use personal, back out further, and then you'll have Pandy's shield right in this location to block their shatter, or if they try and counter shatter immediately like this guy would, it seems that Deadly Kitten's kind of like the kind of person that would try and counter shatter as soon as you shatter him and miss. So that would be that'd be my thought process going into this fight.
Maximum charge.
It was so close. You almost had him. You almost had him. I feel like you were just a little bit trigger happy as a team, just a little bit. And it's like you could have just turned that around and actually just annihilated the ball. Now, you could have used projected there on Twistic, but I mean, I know you would have saved one person. Dragon's on the point to try and catch somebody off guard. Soundberry to counter. I feel like this is a pretty good Soundberry. You get 4 people. 14. Alright, and GG. I mean, still, you're ahead 2.5 minutes in time bank. So, not bad. Not bad at all. A lot of good things. But some things are a little bit in need of improvement, and that's okay. But I hope that you guys can take away some things from this video as well. Hanamura is one of the more unfun maps to play on, I guess, generally, especially if somebody's playing, you're going up against like a Symmetra team or a team with May and whatnot, and the corridors and the choke points become a nightmare. But I feel like overall this was a pretty fun group comp to play, and it was a fun team to play against. I always enjoy playing Hanamura against a team like this that has just an average amount of CC, an average amount of damage, an average amount of annoyance. Pretty standard stuff. So dealing with that and having a nice time bank remaining, almost 4.5 minutes. So yeah, I mean, no doubt you would have won this match by far if you played it out in a normal 6v6 ranked game. So I hope you guys enjoyed this VOD review and that you got something out of my rambling on. So see you guys later, and good luck in your next games.